Welcome back to the channel. The 2025 BMW R18 stands as a living contradiction, and that's exactly why it's so compelling. On one hand, it's an unapologetically retro cruiser inspired by BMW's iconic 1930s motorcycles. On the other, it's brimming with modern engineering, safety features, and the kind of craftsmanship that feels distinctly 21st century. With each passing year since its debut, the R18 has refined its identity, and in 2025, BMW presents what might be the most balanced version of this bold machine yet. At the heart of the R18 is the same show-stopping engine that has defined the model since the beginning. A massive 1,802 cubic centimeters air and oil-cooled boxer twin, the largest BMW has ever put into production. Just saying 1,802 cubic centimeters doesn't do it justice. When you see this engine, its scale dominates the motorcycle, with those huge horizontally opposed cylinders jutting out on either side like mechanical fists. The effect is dramatic and intimidating, and it sends a clear signal: this is not a machine built to blend in. It produces around 91 horsepower, which may not sound extreme in today's world of leader bikes and hypertourers, but the secret is in the torque. Nearly 117 pound-feet of it comes in at a low 3,000 RPM, and that means the R18 delivers effortless thrust with the kind of slow, deep rumble that defines cruiser riding. Twisting the throttle gives you a shove of raw torque that feels almost primitive. Yet, it's surprisingly manageable, with BMW's electronics ensuring that this beast doesn't overwhelm the rider. Throttle-by-wire makes the response smooth, and multiple ride modes, rock, roll, and rain, adjust the character of the bike to suit conditions. In rock mode, the engine feels brawny and immediate, vibrating through the frame with a visceral character, while roll mode softens the delivery for relaxed highway cruising. Rain mode tones things down even further, making the bike reassuringly controllable in wet or slippery conditions. It's this duality, the ability to be both a snarling monster and a docile companion, that keeps the R18 relevant in a market crowded with established American cruisers. What sets the 2025 R18 apart from its earlier versions is refinement. BMW has listened to riders over the last few years, addressing criticisms about comfort, handling, and customization. The seat is more supportive now, with improved cushioning for both rider and passenger. The ergonomics remain classic cruiser, with mid-mounted pegs and wide handlebars that encourage a laid-back posture. But BMW has subtly adjusted geometry to make long-distance rides less fatiguing, which speaks volumes about their intent to make the R18 not just a showpiece, but a genuinely usable motorcycle. Stylistically, the R18 continues to be a rolling work of art. The 2025 model leans even further into the heritage cues that made it stand out in the first place. The teardrop tank carries hand-painted pinstripes that harken back to BMW's earliest motorcycles, while the exposed driveshaft gleams under sunlight, proudly displaying mechanical authenticity. The double cradle steel frame, finished to perfection, complements the deep chrome work and rich paint options, with new colors for 2025 including a deep Bordeaux red and a metallic sapphire blue that shimmer under light. Every detail, from the classic round headlamp to the sculpted fenders, has been carefully designed to evoke nostalgia without feeling like an imitation. BMW has also expanded the lineup of R18 variants, and in 2025, riders can choose from several personalities. The standard R18 is the purist's choice, stripped back, raw, and faithful to the original concept. The R18 Classic adds touring practicality, with saddlebags, a windshield, and more comfort features for long hauls. The R18B, or Bagger, brings a more muscular stance with a batwing-style fairing, infotainment system, and audio integration. And the R18 Transcontinental represents the pinnacle of long-distance luxury, outfitted with a full touring package that competes directly with heavyweight cruisers from Harley-Davidson and Indian. Each model shares the same DNA but expresses it differently, allowing riders to find the flavor of R18 that suits their riding style best. Performance is, of course, not the sole metric by which a cruiser is judged. It's also about feel, presence, and connection. Riding the R18 is an emotional experience. The boxer engine rocks gently side to side at idle, giving it an almost living personality. As you roll away, you feel the torque curve flatten out the road ahead, making even a casual ride through town feel like an event. The exhaust note is deep and resonant, tuned to produce a satisfying throb without being obnoxiously loud. And because of its sheer size, the bike commands attention everywhere it goes. Park it at a cafe or fuel stop, and it draws crowds, not unlike a piece of fine sculpture. Handling a motorcycle this large, Its weight tips the scales at over 750 pounds, is never effortless, but BMW has engineered the R18 to be far less intimidating than its numbers suggest. The center of gravity is kept low thanks to the boxer layout, and once you're moving, the bike feels surprisingly agile for its class. Slow-speed maneuvers take some practice, but on open roads, the R18 glides with stability and confidence. The suspension, featuring a telescopic fork up front and a hidden cantilever rear shock, is tuned for comfort rather than aggressive cornering, though it can still hold a decent line when pushed. Braking is handled by dual front discs with 4-piston calipers and a rear disc, all supported by BMW's ABS system, which is unobtrusive yet reassuring. Technology is integrated in a subtle way, respecting the bike's classic styling. A simple analog speedometer dominates the cockpit, but beneath it lies a discrete digital display providing trip information, fuel levels, and gear position. More advanced systems, like adaptive cruise control or radar-based safety, are reserved for the larger touring versions, ensuring the standard R18 keeps its minimalist charm. On the R18B and Transcontinental, however, you'll find BMW's full suite of tech, including a large TFT screen, navigation, and connectivity with smartphone integration. Riders can listen to music, take calls, and even adjust audio balance through handlebar controls, turning those models into fully modern touring platforms. Customization remains a cornerstone of the R18's appeal. BMW knows that cruiser riders love to personalize their machines, and the R18 platform was designed with this in mind. The bike is built with a modular structure, meaning parts like seats, exhausts, and handlebars can be swapped out easily. BMW's collaboration with renowned custom builders has led to an array of factory-approved accessories, from ape-hanger bars and different seat styles to exhaust systems that tweak the sound and look of the bike. For 2025, the catalog of accessories is larger than ever, making it easy for owners to create a machine that's uniquely theirs. The R18 also fits into a broader narrative for BMW as a brand. For decades, BMW motorcycles were defined by their sport touring dominance and adventure bike supremacy, with models like the GS series leading the way. Venturing into the cruiser market was a bold move, aimed squarely at competing with American legends. While it was initially met with skepticism, the R18 has steadily carved out its own identity. It doesn't try to be a Harley or an Indian. Instead, it leans into BMW's engineering heritage and delivers a distinctly European take on the cruiser formula. The 2025 model solidifies this position, proving that the R18 is not just a novelty but a serious contender in the heavyweight segment. What truly makes the R18 remarkable, though, is its ability to stir emotion. This isn't a machine purchased solely for practicality or efficiency. It's bought for how it makes the rider feel. Swinging a leg over that enormous frame, pressing the starter button, and hearing the boxer twin roar to life is an experience that borders on theatrical. Riding it is about savoring the journey, not rushing to the destination. Whether you're carving along a coastal highway, rolling through a mountain pass, or just cruising down Main Street, the R18 transforms every moment into an event worth remembering. Of course, it's not a bike for everyone. Its sheer size and weight can be intimidating, and riders who prioritize nimble handling or razor-sharp performance might find it cumbersome. But for those who value presence, character, and craftsmanship, the R18 is unmatched. It represents a celebration of motorcycle culture, a reminder that not every bike needs to chase lap times or off-road records. Sometimes, it's enough to embrace the joy of the open road with a machine that looks as good as it feels. In 2025, the BMW R18 is more refined, more versatile, and more compelling than ever. It's a cruiser that honors the past while embracing the present, a motorcycle that proves BMW can compete in a segment traditionally dominated by others, without losing its unique identity. It's bold, it's beautiful, and it's unapologetically different. For riders who want a motorcycle that turns heads, sparks conversation, and delivers an unforgettable riding experience, the R18 stands as one of the most distinctive choices available today.